What's up, movie lovers? Welcome to episode number 28 of Ready Play Movies, your weekly source for everything that's new and exciting in the world of entertainment. Every Tuesday at 6 a.m. Pacific or 9 a.m. Eastern Time, we discuss the top news of the week, notable releases, what we're watching, big topics of the industry, and the movies we love. If you want to write anything to be read on the show, send us an email to readyplaymovies@gmail.com or hit us up at readyplaymovies on Twitter. No matter where you found us, please subscribe to the feed so you can get every new show directly to your device as soon as it posts. And if you like it, please leave us a nice review. This is July 20th, 2021. I'm your host, Louis Menchaca, and joining me today, as always, is my co-host, Mr. Troy Bracey.
Yes, we here. Yeah, for another week of movies. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, we're going to be, actually, let's talk about it because we're actually going to be, both of us, both hosts will not be on next week's show.
We're going to be out.
We're going to be out. So there will not be a traditional Ready Play Movies next week, so a little bit of housekeeping. I'm going on vacation, and because I'm going on vacation, neither Troy nor myself can do the show, so that means I'm going to be passing the baton over to Daniel Lima. He's been on this show a couple of times already. He's filled in for Troy on a couple of occasions, and he's going to be doing his own thing, his own version, his own spin-off of this show. I have no idea what he's going to do, but episode 29 is going to be the Dan Lima show. And actually, I've given him no guidance on how to do the show. I did not talk to him about the segments. I didn't give him the sound effects. I have no idea what he's going to do, so I'm going to be listening to the show as a fan. And also, he only does audio. He doesn't do video, so there will not be a YouTube video next week. But if you follow the feeds, which is in the description if you're watching this video, if you follow the audio feeds, it'll be there. And, on time, like always, every Tuesday, on Tuesday morning. So, yeah, that's that. That's for housekeeping. So, Troy, let's talk about impressions.
Yep.
So, let's go ahead and start off with Loki, because that's like the big thing right there. The finale happened. We finally found out it was Kang. It was Kang all along.
Yeah. It was Kang all along.
So yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like there was a part of me that felt a little underwhelmed. Like I don't know if it was like a situation. I've seen a lot of positive things, but for me personally, like it was like having a reveal at the end doesn't seem to work. I don't know.
Yeah.
Even like I like that they even kind of sort of like were being meta as like, oh, were you not? What did he say? What did he say?
Not expecting.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. But you know what? Overall, I actually liked the episode though. As far as like Jonathan Majors is a fucking good actor. He chewed scenery like a motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't know. I disagree.
What?
I know Jonathan Major is a good actor. I didn't
Right.
like his performance. I didn't like that performance.
What
at
the
all.
fuck?
Yeah, I didn't like that performance.
Go for it, man. Take it away, man.
Well, listen. I ain't gonna lie. I agree with you. I ain't gonna lie though. But me personally, I hated this episode.
So WandaVision is over.
Yeah. WandaVision is over, and I'll do you one better. I like Falcon and Winter Soldier better. No, real talk. Because, like, I really felt like the last two episodes were, like, they needed it to knock that motherfucker out the park to surpass both of those.
Yeah.
But to me,
They fumbled.
They
fumbled.
fumbled. They dropped the ball with the last two episodes. And, like, this last, I ain't gonna lie, I just straight up didn't like this last episode. Like, I didn't even like it at all. I don't even know where to start. Like, I mean, first of all, okay, I'm gonna just start with like what you said, right? I was hoping, and I might have brought it up last week. I don't know. I might have brought it up. I don't know. Like, I'm hoping that the last episode don't just be an episode of him explaining everything, just sitting down, just explaining it. It's like, oh my goodness, like, are we serious? Like, you just gonna make the whole episode and like him just sitting down and literally they're sitting down like we're sitting down and he's sitting on the desk and he's just telling the whole thing. And I'm like, really, we need all this exposition? Like, I feel like, listen, I do feel like we needed to know the information he said, but I just wanted a more clever way of revealing it. Like a story is supposed to unravel, or a mystery is supposed to unravel. It's not just, it's lazy to just, all right, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna just have one character explain everything.
Exposition done.
And that's the finale. Like that's what you gonna give for us for our, we waited all the way. Like yes, let's get to this last episode. I can't wait just for him to just explain a bunch of shit.
They got it reversed. They got tell don't show. You know.
Yeah, right. And it's like, and so for me, I just didn't like that. It was very underwhelming. And
I agree with you that it was underwhelming. I felt underwhelmed, but overall, like when thinking about it, I actually I was lukewarm on it. Like I kind of like sliding scale. Like I'm in the positive. Yeah. But like, I honestly, like I'm in the positive because of what's happened. Because there's so much like branching paths that just came about because we got possibly like the Marvel What If possibly being canon because of this show. We got Multiverse of Madness and all that stuff. Like there's so much shit happening that. I'm thinking to myself, maybe I guess that's what it is. I don't really like the show in and of itself, but I liked what it started. Like it got the ball rolling.
See, and for me, like the main reason why it dropped today, like I still like this series. I'm not like gonna act like now it just sucks. It's just terrible. But the reason why it dropped to dead last out of the 3 series so far is to me because with these last episodes, it really made me feel like this was really just a movie. And like they stretched it. Like if you think about with the filler and the way like these episodes went, like I felt like with 3 episodes you could have told this whole story, and I felt like especially with the last episode and like episode 3 where it was just long ass episodes for absolutely no reason and the story wasn't moving. It was like what the hell's going on? Like that's one of the things I had with the last episode. But but like the last episode I felt like they could have, instead of the Loki stuff, and it was fun to see the multiple Lokis betraying each other, but I felt like that could have been time where you could have been explaining some of all this exposition dump that we got in this last episode. Y'all could have used story to kind of reveal stuff in the last episode, and then it leads into this episode, and then you have less talking and more story moving forward instead of like all the last episode was just to get to this episode just for him to talk through the whole episode.
It's kind of interesting that I'm thinking about it. Like the title characters shined brightest in their finales. Wanda and Vision, like the Vision scene, like the Vision talking to Vision. Yeah. Wanda when her costume reveal. Yeah. Falcon and his costume reveal. Yeah. Winter Soldier finally making amends and shit like that. Yeah. All these characters got their moment to shine in their finales, and Loki was totally sidelined.
Yeah. Loki was straight up sidelined.
On his own show.
On his own show. And I'm like, come on, bro. Like, they didn't make him a badass or nothing. But see, and here's my thing. Like, in terms of the big reveal, right, that it ended up being Kang the Conqueror, or at least a variant of Kang the Conqueror. Like, first of all, my problem I have with that is, as of right now, his plan is just stupid and it's a plot hole. Like, because it's like, okay, you can oversee the entire history of the universe. Out of everybody that you could choose to replace you chose Loki and his variant? What the fuck? Like, you literally have everybody in the history of time all over the universe, and you say, let me get the most manipulative person in the universe, the most backstabbing person in the universe to take over.
You could have chose Tony Stark.
Anybody. Like, and then
Steve Rogers, goddamn.
Anybody, exactly. And it's like, it only was going to go 2 ways. He was either going to get killed, which was going to start the whole thing, or he hands the reins to Loki and them, and then they're evil, and they just take over and do a bunch of evil shit. So it was going to go wrong either way. So it's like, why would you choose Loki? Now, again, they might explain this down the line. Like, it might have been part of some kind of plan. It kind of seemed like he had a plan because he, like, winked at the end when she stabbed and killed him and stuff. So maybe it's going to explain down the line. But as of right now, it makes no sense. It was just straight up stupid, and I was just like, so you really led them all the way here? That just didn't make sense to me. So, and then again, I didn't like Jonathan Majors' performance. Like, to me, he felt like he was too goofy and it's like, why are you like that, bro? Like to me, it was just over the top. It was just unnecessary. Every little thing was like, and the good thing is, I don't think his performance, like when he became, I don't think he's going to be like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see his big-ass statue, he look like a badass. Yeah. So, maybe it's just to separate the personality so it don't seem the exact same character when he do be like the real Kang. But as of this version of what we saw, I was like, it reminded me of the Riddler from like
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey, yeah, it gave me Jim Carrey vibes. Like he was doing a little twiddling and twitching around and all this shit. So I didn't like it. So for me, man, I was just. Oh, and one last thing. They made the women in this episode dumb as hell. Like,
why? Usually
the women are very intelligent. Like, you got the variant Loki. She's trying to kill him after he explained to her, and it's a proven fact that, like, look, if you kill me, it's gonna start this big war, and it's like even the male Loki, our Loki was like, wait, like, hold on, let's at least think about this. Yeah. Like, her first thing, let's kill, and I get it, she would want revenge from what she's been through her whole life, and blah,
it was
blah,
foreshadowed.
Blah. Yeah, but it was like. You not even gonna take the time to think about this? Like the dude he's showing you that like dialogue that y'all gonna say before y'all say it on the paper. You know he started the TVA because you've been dealing with the TVA your whole life. So everything he's telling you has to be the truth. Like he's not lying. So why are you so in a rush to kill him? And it's gonna start. It was just so stupid.
It's like he's a liar.
He's a liar. I'm like, dude, he's giving facts. Like that's like me giving you facts, and then you like, he's a fucking liar. I don't believe him. Like Loki was smart enough to be like, no, this nigga ain't lying. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, oh my god, she's so fucking stupid. And then the other girl too.
Ravonna Renslayer.
Yeah. She talking about some. I don't know who it is, but how do I know it? Like I needed to help him or some shit. I'm like, you don't. So you acknowledge and you don't even know who the hell's running the TVA, but yet you still working.
But I gotta help him. Yeah.
I gotta help him out. I had to betray my friend for someone I don't know, and it was like I was just like that. Just I don't know. The women in the episode, I just didn't.
Well, with Ravonna, she blindly follows the dogma. Like that's what it is. But it's so like, even though she found out that they're just animatronics, she still believes in the TVA.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm saying, like, what makes it so stupid is you believe it in the TVA based off of nothing. Like you see as soon as
Hunter B-15 shows them that they're all variants.
Yeah, as soon as they found out that some shit wasn't right, they automatically knew like, all right, some shit ain't right. We need to figure out what's going on.
Yeah,
her dumb ass mind. Like,
double down.
Yeah, like she doubled down. I'm like, you're not gonna be like. If anything, she should have joined them. Like, look, we need to figure out what's going on. Like, I got a history, I got a life. Like, something might.
Well, actually, no. But the reason why she doubled down is because she already knew before everyone else found out that they're variants. Remember that pen? She knew she was already a variant.
Yeah, right.
So she was okay. She was ride or die.
But see, here's the thing. It's not even about knowing about the variants. It's about like when the girl Loki series, she cut the fucking what's her name off?
Animatronic.
Yeah, and it come to find out that now we don't know who the fuck is the leader of the TVA. Like she don't know.
She didn't know. Yeah.
So it's like she have no clue what's going on now. Like, and so now you just blindly kind of following the rules off faith, off nothing. So I don't know, man.
It's a religion, man.
Yeah, I just found it ridiculous. I found the last episode to be real ridiculous, and this episode made the last episode because I liked the last episode, but I was kind of like, I wanted more. But this episode made the last episode worse because it felt like that episode was just filler. Like if you really think up until the end where they of course fight the big cloud monster or whatever. Also,
there was no fight scene except for what happened with the Loki and
when Siri they start fighting.
Yeah, Sylvie. So what's interesting about that is that they did foreshadow that Sylvie was there to kill. Like she from the jump, she was there.
Absolutely.
She was there.
Absolutely.
And then she even like doubled down at the beginning when they're at the doors and the doors about to open, and she was like. I forgot what she said, but she basically was saying, "Are you with me? You're gonna keep kill." Yeah. So, like she said in the episode 5 in that filler episode, I was like, "Are you gonna betray me?"
Yeah, right.
And if you go back and play it back, you realize what she means by "Are you gonna betray me?" is like, "Are you gonna back out like a little bitch and not kill?"
Yeah.
And not kill with me, like But
I mean? See, here's the thing.
Whereas, like we read it right when I watched it the first time, we read it as like Loki's gonna backstab her, but that was never what she meant.
But see, here's the thing though, like. Loki at that moment he was in like he was ready to kill whoever was running this shit. He was in there, but when you get certain knowledge plans, you gotta like
be flexible. You gotta be flexible.
Yeah, you gotta be flexible. So Loki was just like her, like I want to kill, but he learned some shit and was like, all right, hold on, we need to think about. And you gotta realize Loki wasn't saying like, no, let's not kill him. He was just saying, let's think about it. Like let's come up with a plan. And she just so like, no, we gotta kill him now. And it's like. Why? And then obviously he's letting you kill him because when you tried to kill him earlier, he was teleporting and shit because he knew like your action, what you was gonna do. So it's like if you kill him, he's obviously letting you kill him. So it's like you're not having the common sense to say, all right, let's sit and think about this. I know we came to kill him. I've been wanting to kill him my whole life. I'm still probably gonna kill him, but let's just talk about it and figure out what the repercussions of this could be. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, man. I was just like, really. And if you think about it, everything that's probably gonna happen in either Loki season 2 or the Multiverse of Madness is gonna be her fault.
Or Ant-Man 3.
Or Ant-Man 3, yeah. It's gonna be or Spider-Man. It's gonna be her. It's gonna be her fault. Like whatever because she started this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Dominoes fell, yeah.
Right. She started this shit all off one dumb ass decision. So it's like, man, that made me not even like her fucking character. Like, so I don't know. I mean, the series was still a good series. I think Loki had the greatest character development out of any character probably I've ever seen in the MCU, just in terms of the way he started. He started from the Avengers Loki at the end of Avengers to being pretty much a good guy by the end of it, and a very lovable person. So that was just incredible.
The show needed more episodes. Not in the sense that, like, about stretching and stuff, because it's already stretched. But the show needed more Owen Wilson and Loki together. Like, the first 2 episodes were really good because of their chemistry.
Had them together.
Their on-screen chemistry.
Them was probably still the best episodes.
They were the best episodes because they were like a buddy cop.
Right. Yeah.
Like working a case together.
Off each other.
Yeah. And I wanted more of that, and then they cut it very short because the 3rd episode happened. He's already off with Sylvie, and we don't really get scenes with Loki and Owen Wilson as much, if barely any.
Yeah, I agree.
So I I just kind of wish that there was more. I needed more of that.
More of that, yeah.
And
I wish they could have found some way to keep them together through the whole series, or at least like maybe they go apart from one episode and come back together. Because like you really felt the huge difference, like
without them
together, you felt how the show.
That was their biggest strength, and they didn't lean on it.
Yeah, and they didn't lean on it. But I'm very curious to know like where this is gonna go, mainly because like they're kind of setting up Kane to be the next big bad like Thanos. But the problem is it seems like this is its own, like within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's like its own small cinematic universe with like Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, Ant-Man, and the Loki show. Like, and
everyone else is trivial.
Yeah, and it's like its own like thing within that, because it's like I don't see how this connects with like
Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
Well, Black Panther or the karate, what's his name? Shang-Chi. Or like, I like, how does this have anything to do with any of that? It's almost like its own, and it's like, it makes me wonder, like, is Kang the next Thanos where all the new characters got to fight him, or is he just like a sub-villain within this, universe? So I'm very curious to see where this stuff goes,
All right. Well, that was our thoughts on Loki and the show. I am not sure where to rank the 3 shows so far. Like, where I would say, I'm honestly like, it feels like rock paper scissors right now, where they all have strengths over each other. So I can't say 1, 2, and 3 unless you can.
Mine easy. WandaVision #1. I got Falcon and Winter Soldier 2, and then slightly under it, I got Loki.
Damn. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and move on. So let's go ahead and talk about something that I watched. Unfortunately, Troy did not watch, but he can give his thoughts on Space Jam 1. Since I actually rewatched Space Jam 1 in preparation to watch Space Jam 2, I made it a double feature. And let me just say this right now. Space Jam 1 holds up. Like, so you can see right here on the background, there's like a CRT TV right here on wheels. So I went ahead and dusted off my VCR, and right here on this bookshelf,
it still worked?
Yeah.
Damn.
Somewhere on this bookshelf, there's a copy of Space Jam, the original 1996 movie, on VHS. So I went ahead and wheeled out that TV to my living room, the VCR and the VHS copy, and I plugged it in. And then turns out the fucking magnetic tape sucks ass. It's ruined. It's all static. It's all like you can hear everything, but you can't. It's all like that grainy ass staticky.
Yeah, that's what I was like. That's one thing that sucked about VHS because they still relied on the little film, the tape. Like DVDs, that shit could be in there forever, and
as long as it's not scratched.
As long as it's not scratched, yeah. But it could get dusty, scraped, and like all that shit can be ruined, man.
So somewhere along the lines, that tape got like dirtier or something or whatever, but. I can't watch it, so luckily HBO Max had me covered because it's on HBO Max.
Oh, that's cool.
Both movies are on HBO Max, and so I ended up watching it that way, and I'm glad it was because like 1080p is way better than whatever fucking VHS is, on, like, even if it was working.
320p or some shit. Yeah.
So I watched that, and I brought my nephews along for like a double feature. They were 9 and 6 years old. And they laughed and they liked it. They're little badass kids, and they're like, "Oh, it's old. It's kind of bad graphics." And like they're just gonna say, "Oh, I bet it's in black and white." I'm like, "Shut the hell up!" You know, funny. They were insulted that I was trying to get them to watch it on this TV. First off, luckily,
box TV.
Luckily though, the I guess for them, like the tape didn't work, so I was able to wheel it back in here.
He said they was insulted. Like, how dare you make me watch it on that shit?
Oh, I had to explain the concept of rewinding to them.
Damn,
because
I don't even know what that is. Stop and rewind.
Because when I pressed the movie, when I put the movie in the VHS inside, it was at the end of the movie. Yeah, and I had to rewind it. And they're like, what the? Like, I had to explain. I was like, okay, how do I tell them to rewind? Like, how do I, like, that's like a little 6-year-old doesn't know that.
That's the shit that make you start feeling old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's like, okay, look, okay, so back when I was growing up, when I was a kid, there was no such thing as Netflix.
Yeah.
You can't watch anything on streaming. You know,
for sure.
But other than that, though, like they laughed and they liked it. And I'm gonna give you a quick spoiler, but they, as little kids, I assume that they tend to want to like the newer, shinier thing, but they didn't laugh in the second movie. And
with the new Space Jam?
Yeah, the new Space Jam.
Oh shit!
They didn't laugh, and also they told me that they liked the first one better.
Damn.
And I'm like, fuck, those little kids.
That's the perfect way to find out, you know, what if something is a classic or not. Like when a kid can watch some old shit and watch the new shit and be like more like blown away by the old shit than the new shit. That's incredible. These
are the same kids where like on a Monday I watched them. I had them watch the animated Lion King movie, and on Friday I took them to see the Lion King CGI live action. And they told me that they liked the live action one better than the animated movie. So these are the same kids that have very poor taste in movies. Yeah, for sure. And then they told me that they like Space Jam 1 better.
Yeah, that's how you know that's shitty. Space Jam 2 shitty. It looks trash. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I was telling Lou, like, I was like, man, I don't plan on, like, it's gonna be hard to watch this one. Like, I'm gonna watch it just cause it's part of my job too. But trust me, I'm not.
Man, you need to hurry up and put some YouTube videos out, man. I swear, man. I want to see that Troy, like, what is it called? What was your show? Love the Movie Troy. Yeah, I want to see a Love the Movie Troy on Space Jam: A New Legacy.
Be on the lookout for it.
But okay, so yeah, that's really nothing to say about. That's all I gotta say about Space Jam 1 is I guess the experience of it overall. I mean, it's an old movie. Yeah. You know, it's animated. It's got a lot of jokes. I never understood. By the way, shout out to the one moment where they made a Pulp Fiction reference. I didn't know that was Pulp Fiction in Space Jam 1.
I never knew. What reference was it?
So there was a part where Yosemite Sam and Elmer Fudd were in tuxedos wearing shades, and they had handguns, and they shot the teeth off of one of the Monstars.
Really?
And then they played the little guitar riff.
Oh shit!
And then I'm like, holy shit! I haven't
seen it in a while. Like, dang.
They made a Pulp Fiction reference in that bitch.
That ain't no Pulp Fiction, baby. That's one of the all-time great movies. Everybody referenced that shit. Hell yeah.
So just throwing that out there. As an adult, as a kid, I did not know any better. It completely went over my head, but as an adult, totally got it. So as far as Space Jam 2. The movie was terrible, man. LeBron James, okay, he's been good at acting, like as far as Trainwreck. I liked him in that, but they totally made it like the most dumbest writing I've ever seen. Like there's no good actor can make anything good with that material. Like they were so bad. And I'm like, the writing is so terrible. The it's so cheesy and like he's like LeBron is like a total asshole to his kid for no goddamn reason. And then on top of that, like the wife comes like dinner's ready and he's like, oh, like, like completely flipping the script and changing lanes. I'm like, holy shit.
He don't like kids. Like he's like, I don't fucking like kids.
No. So his kid. Okay. The story is the son. His LeBron James' son. His fictionalized family, or whatever.
Yeah.
His son is wants to be a game developer. Like he wants to make games. But LeBron wants his son to follow in his footsteps and become an NBA player like him. So he's on the court. He's like, come on, man, you got to practice, son. And he's like, like drilling him hard about playing basketball.
Yeah.
And then the kid is too scared to ask him to go to this development camp or whatever.
Yeah.
But LeBron's like, no, you're going to basketball camp that same weekend instead. And then like this is like total like.
How you gonna force him to be an NBA player? Like that's so fucked up. Like, damn, man, that's so bad.
Like no, but it's just terrible writing, and it's like it was so much contrived conflict for the sake of like I'm like whatever. And then on top of that, like the movie itself wasn't even that funny. It was such a, how do I put this? It was such a circle jerk for Warner Brothers because they were in the serververse and they had all of these Warner Brothers properties like Game of Thrones and the DC shit, and they were like all cameoing and stuff and like.
Oh, that was cameo.
Yeah, like they had Wonder Woman cameo, Superman cameo, like all these characters like.
And the cartoon version.
Yeah, the cartoon animated versions and stuff. Like they made anything that was ever Rick and Morty cameoed in Space Jam: A New Legacy.
It just feels so desperate, like.
Every Warner Brother character that you can think of, they were in it, and they were like, they were in the background. Like I saw like Arnold Schwarzenegger's like Mr. Freeze in the background. I saw like Yakko, Wacko, and Dot from the Animaniacs, the Iron Giant and King Kong and shit like that. Like they were. This was like Ready Player One, but bad.
Oh fuck, man. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it looks terrible too.
Like
it's crazy.
They thought that they were so meta, and they were so like they were trying to lampshade, and like in the sense that they were sort of making fun of the fact that like these movies plots are so shallow, ha ha ha, but they're a shallow ass plot.
Yeah.
Like they're trying to act like, oh yeah, because we make that joke that means it's okay.
It's okay. Yeah.
No. But anyways, so yeah, like the movie is not that good. Like I'm gonna give you closing thoughts. The movie is not that funny. There were some redeeming moments as far as like, oh, that's cool, that's a funny moment. Like I'm gonna give you a spoiler, and you guys can go to the next time code if you don't want to hear a spoiler. But I'm gonna give you a spoiler for a cameo that happened in Space Jam 2. So there was a story in that I don't think we covered on this podcast. I think I overlooked it when I was doing the research for the doc. But there was a story that said that Don Cheadle spoiled that Michael Jordan was going to cameo in Space Jam 2. And I was like, okay, cool. I didn't want to cover it because I don't want to cover that spoiler.
Yeah.
And so I thought Michael Jordan was going to come and cameo. Yeah. And so what happened was they in the first Space Jam they were down on halftime. They were losing. Remember that?
Yeah.
And they needed a pep talk, and then Bugs Bunny again, like the little secret stuff, the water. Yeah. And then this movie, they were down on halftime again. They're getting crushed and defeated. Yeah. And so LeBron is in the locker room trying to give everyone a pep talk. And then Sylvester the Cat like comes in. He's like, "Hey everybody, I found Michael Jordan." And they're like, "Oh shit, like Michael Jordan." And then like they hear the music come in, and they turn the lights off. The smoke comes, and you see the shadow. And then like it's all triumphant and every shit like that. Oh my God, Michael Jordan, Michael Jordan. And then boom, reveal Michael B. Jordan. He's like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" Like, it's actually motherfucking Michael B.
That's funny though. I ain't gonna lie.
Fucking Killmonger up in that bitch. Fucking Creed.
That's funny. I ain't gonna lie. I give him that one. That's a good one. Shit, I wouldn't have thought of that.
They were like, yo, it's the wrong Michael Jordan. How do you not recognize him? It's like, well, I mean, it's been like 26 yeyears, you know, like, whatever. Or like, you know, like,
oh man, that's a good one.
Yeah. So, and then he tried to give him a pep talk, and then like LeBron was like, don't. He's like, oh, okay. And he just like left. He left all awkwardly and shit. That was a good moment, though. That was the one good thing about this movie. But yeah, that's Space Jam in a nutshell. Totally. If you have HBO Max, sure, why not watch it? But otherwise, you can skip it, I would say. All right, the last thing that we watched, Fear Street Part 1.
Yes.
So, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to go skip straight to the end. They literally put a motherfucking trailer for Part 2 at the end of Part 1.
That shit was fucking stupid. Like, why, I was like,
They literally put the fucking trailer.
why the fuck y'all like literally put the trailer? Like, I mean, it's something about it that's like different. Like, I guess like like that's one of the things like when you watch this movie, the appealing thing about it. Because to be honest, like if these movies just released like separately as their own movies, I wouldn't give two shits about it. It just felt like another cliche kind of horror thing. But the gimmick of releasing a movie each week made me kind of interested.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's a new, fresh idea, whatever. And
Netflix making a trilogy at once.
Yeah. Like you just don't see shit like that. And I felt like, doing that, the trailer at the end, that's a part of them being different and all that. But
I like how they try to like narratively like squeeze it in where like they go in. Okay, so I guess we'll do a quick TLDR. Basically, there's like a curse happening. A witch is hunting them down. These teenagers are about to die, and then the surviving teenagers found out that the curse wasn't broken. They thought they were gonna go live happily ever after. As a matter of fact, this movie could have ended happily ever after and said, "Okay, it's good. We're gonna live the rest of our lives." But they're like, "No, it's coming back," and they're like, "All right, well, we need to get to the bottom of this." And they're like, "There's somebody from 1976 who's alive, so we need to go talk to them." And so they go and show up and talk to them, and then they're like, "You guys don't know what's next or whatever." And then they start, I guess, during that conversation, they were like, she's talking about like what happened in 1976. So we, the audience, get to see the trailer of her story.
It was, to me, it was creative. Like it was stupid, but it was creative. I ain't gonna lie, it was stupid, but I thought they was gonna do the typical like start explaining or some shit or flashback. I was like, oh, okay.
But you know what? I'm gonna tell you this right now. It's better. It didn't feel shoehorned in the sense that like they was shoehorned, but they didn't feel like overtly shoehorned because at the end of Captain America 1, they straight up put a trailer for Avengers 1 for no fucking reason.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
I forgot all about
as the post-credit scene.
Yeah, I forgot all about that. Yeah, I mean, the Fear Street. Like, listen, I don't think I'm gonna watch part 2 or 3. It's a pretty interesting. So I do kind of want to know what happened.
Yeah.
For sure, because they set it up in a way where you kind of like curious, like what the fuck. But I'm not gonna.
And also it makes sense why they're going backwards in time because
because you got to go back to see what's happening now.
They're researching to find out the cause of the curse so they can undo the curse.
Yeah.
So
it's a clever idea. I like the concept of the idea. I think the movie was fine, but I felt like and I especially like the beginning, did you know that girl at the beginning? That's Uma Thurman's daughter from Pulp Fiction and Kill Bill and shit. That's her daughter, the one that was in the mall running around and shit.
Oh,
yeah,
the one that died at the very beginning.
At the beginning,
movie?
That's Uma Thurman's daughter.
That felt like Scream. That reminded me of Scream.
Because,
you know, like Drew Barrymore.
And if you go back and look, she looks exactly like Uma Thurman. Like she could be in Kill Bill 3. Like you could do Kill Bill 3 of her, her daughter growing up or some shit. Cause she looks exactly like her. But I like the beginning. I really liked the way that they did the whole, that little chase sequence or whatever. But overall, I felt like it felt amateur, like an amateur movie. It felt like if me and Louis came together and was like, "Hey, bro, let's make a movie," and it's almost like a student film or something. You could tell that it wasn't done by it felt like some first time directors made it,
and mostly first time actors from the most.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's like if me and Louis came together and did a movie and we did a good job. Yeah. We did a good job for being new guy. But at the end of the day, you could tell okay, this ain't no bona fide professional directors made this. It felt low budget. A lot of the movements of the camera was predictable, and you could tell okay, he's finna try to scare me just because where the camera's placed at, kind of things like that. But overall, I'm not gonna just shit on this movie, but it didn't keep me interested in terms of the quality to make me like want to sit through 2 more movies.
I'm gonna sit through 2 more movies.
But I definitely can understand because the story makes you
it
want.
beckons you. Yeah.
Yeah, like if this was a novel, I'll probably be more interested in reading the other 2. You know, you know what I'm saying. But the fact that it's a movie, I'm like, the quality ain't good enough for me to want to sit through 2 more movies.
You know, honestly, I'm gonna, I guess, spoilers for Fear Street. Not that it matters really, but there were basically 4 characters in this movie, and 2 of the characters died, and I was shocked.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I was shocked that they died because I was expecting all of them to have plot armor.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then they just died gruesomely.
But see, I could tell that there's one thing that I respect about this movie. This movie has balls. Like if you think about the first, I didn't think old girl at the beginning was gonna die, like literally get caught and die. I thought she was gonna get away, and then that's gonna be the plot of the movie, like trying to figure out why so and so was trying to kill her.
Yeah.
But she literally gets her ass killed, and then boom, nigga gets shot, and you like, oh shit!
The killer dies at the beginning.
Yeah, so like you're like, oh okay, they're not gonna be like safe. They're gonna like motherfuckers gonna die. Like in the beginning, they set up the fact that anybody can go. That's kind of that's how I looked at it. At the beginning, they were saying, look, anybody, we're not doing your spherical, typical, the specific characters that are safe. We're not doing that. And so when I give them credit for killing off those characters because they showed that now it feels like when you watched part 2 in the past, you're going to be like, damn, any one of these motherfuckers can go. Ain't nobody safe. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, like I was saying, I misspoke. I said 4 characters. The movie revolves around 5 characters and 2 of them died. And then what's kind of funny is there was a little spoiler again. There was a part where they can literally end the movie if they sacrifice one of them. And everyone was like, yeah, let him die. Like, fucking, yeah. Like, and then they were like,
that shit made me laugh.
And then in hindsight, the fact that the other 2 characters died protecting this character, in hindsight, they should have just let him die.
Let him die.
And then that was movie would have been
good
over.
anyway. But that shit made me laugh.
So yeah, Fear Street. I will hopefully maybe I'll come back with part 2 and part 3, and then in 2 weeks when we do the next episode. So in the meantime, we'll go ahead and move on to the news.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
All right, so for the news, we have 3 stories, but I have 2 stories in one. So we're going to go ahead and first hit up the weekend box office here. It says here that Space Jam: A New Legacy beats Black Widow in a surprise victory. Oh, look at that. Look at those surprise faces right there. The Toon Squad ruled over the court and box office charts this weekend in an unexpected win. Space Jam: A New Legacy, which sees LeBron James team up with the animated Looney Tunes crew, dunked on the competition with 31 million in ticket sales. The Warner Brothers sequels to 1996's Space Jam sailed past forecasts, which projected the film would bring in $20 million in its first 3 days of release. Critics rebuffed Space Jam: A New Legacy. It holds a bleak 31% average on Rotten Tomatoes, and I can see why. But audiences appear to embrace the movie, awarding it an A- cinema score? What the fuck?
Yeah, they need to get drug tested.
Space Jam 2 played in 3,900 cinemas in North America, while being available on HBO Max at no extra charge to subscribers. The marketing on this movie really looked fun, and it helped alert audiences everywhere, said Jeff Goldstein, Warner Brothers president of domestic distribution. By the way, just separate side note, the Notorious P.I.G. moment didn't feel too bad. It feels bad out of context.
Yeah, like in the trailer, it looked awful.
Yeah, but it didn't. It kind of flew by my rate. Yeah, but whatever. The better than expected start for Space Jam 2 pushed the last weekend's champion Disney's and Marvel's Black Widow to second place on the box office charts. The superhero adventure starring Scarlett Johansson brought in $26 million for its second weekend, representing a steep 67% decline from inaugural sales. We're going to talk about that story in a moment here because that's this part 2 of this story. So far, Black Widow has generated $131 million in North America and $264 million globally. Though impressive by pandemic standards, that's a potentially catastrophic result for a $200 million budgeted Marvel tentpole. It's unlikely that the digital rentals on Disney Plus, where Black Widow is available to subscribers for $30, will offset any theatrical losses. Disney reported last Sunday that Black Widow generated, we talked about that. But also, I wanted to get your thoughts on the on this Space Jam 2's box office performance. The fact that people were like pinning it for $20 million, and then it made $30 million instead.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
I mean, that don't surprise me because, listen, even though the movie trash, or probably is trash, I haven't seen it yet, but even though the movie probably trash, you got to realize, A, they did a fantastic job marketing this movie. Like, you seeing Space Jam everywhere. Two, it's a known IP, you know what I mean? So, regardless of how trash this was, a lot of people don't realize the first Looney Tunes got bashed critically as well at first. Like, it became like a cult classic over time, but the critics tore it up. But this is a known IP, so like it brings hype, and then also LeBron James is a household name. So you bring LeBron James, who's already a built-in superstar, not necessarily a movie star, but a superstar. I could understand the movie making money. It's usually you find out about movies and their success off the second weekend. The first weekend is enough to be like, oh, okay, damn, that's real. And then the second weekend, you see if they got legs or not. I'm sure the drop is gonna be like at least 70% drop next week.
So, by the way, look at this picture, by the way. You can see, like, there's some Game of Thrones characters here.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
the background extras are filled with people that are Warner Brothers properties. So, if you, if you have an HBO Max, you can literally pause and go frame by frame and see, shit on there and stuff. So, but also, just wanted to say that the thing that you don't know about this, Troy, is people are giving this, like, the W, and, like, people are saying, oh, my God, it's great. And, it's because people are using, like, the pandemic scale as a way to say it's a success. But if it was a non-pandemic situation, this movie would be a flop.
Bomb, yeah.
This movie would be considered a flop, and here's why. The budget for Space Jam 2 is $150 million.
Damn!
That's the same budget that Wonder Woman 1 had. And
Damn. See,
and
I didn't
if
know
Wonder Woman 1 came out and made $30 million in opening weekend, flop.
That's a huge bomb. Yeah, like I didn't know the budget was that crazy. Like I should have known, but I didn't. I thought the budget was like 70 million or some shit. Fuck. They doing too much, bro. Like it's so many movies out here that's more 150 million. You give 150 million. I hope they bomb. I hope they lose all this damn money.
I like how he turned you around
Like,
so fast.
No, because that shit just pisses me off, man. Like, Hollywood pissed me off about that. And someone could walk in with a brilliant script and a brilliant idea for a movie, and they be like, no, it's too risky, can't do it. But then you give 150 million to Looney Tunes. Like, man, they deserve to lose their damn money for this shit, man. This don't make no sense. Yeah, but I agree with you. That is a bomb. That's a flop.
So it's kind of funny is like the premise of the movie is that Don Cheadle plays an algorithm, and he has an idea to make a movie, and then let's get LeBron James in for a meeting. So the algorithm sends an email to the executive to call LeBron to go to the offices and pitch them the movie idea that the algorithm thought. And then LeBron was like, "This is stupid," and he walks out the meeting. So that's like you're literally like
It's
this,
like real life.
like real life.
Yeah.
So yeah, just we'll go ahead and move on to the part 2 of this story here, and so this is about the box office here. The Variety article did talk about the 67% decline for Black Widow, and so this story is about that.
67% drop?
Yeah.
Fuck.
So Black Widow. Theater owners blast Disney's day and date strategy for undermining Marvel Picks box office and future revenues. All right. So NATO, they stand for the National Association of Theater Owners. They have spoken out about the financial peril involved in Disney's ambitious day and date theatrical Disney Plus release of Black Widow. And a press release dropped on Sunday afternoon following our analysis of what went sideways with the Marvel Cinematic Universe title. NATO asks how a well-received, highly anticipated Marvel title underperformed, leading to a first weekend Friday to Saturday collapse of 41%. So, by the way, let me just give you context. Last weekend, it made a lot of money on Friday, but then dropped on Saturday because they were projecting a $100 million weekend, but then the Saturday numbers came in. Yeah. So there was a huge Friday to Saturday collapse, and a 67% drop from weekend 1 to weekend 2. Now, for context, the highest drop for a Marvel movie used to belong to Ant-Man 2. Ant-Man 2 did a 62% drop. So now this one beat it up by 5%. So, also, separate note, Marvel movies tend to average 51 to 59% on average weekend drops.
That's good.
So, all right. The organization comes to address the same. The organization comes to the same conclusions as we did in regards to Black Widow, getting her legs picked off. They're saying that Disney, because they released it on Disney Plus, they're saying that they're handicapping their legs of the box office for Black Widow. It says here, piracy and a Disney Plus at-home cannibalization that impacts not just the box office, but the picture's subsequent home window as well. So, in case you guys don't know this, but when a movie is available digitally, like on Disney Plus, people can screen record it and then have a high-quality pirated copy on really quick.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the Disney theatrical day and date Disney Plus model ignores the premiere access revenue that is not newfound money, but was pulled forward from a more traditional PVOD window, which is no longer an option, reports NATO. Despite assertions that this pandemic era improvised release strategy was a success for Disney and the simultaneous release model, it demonstrates that an exclusive theatrical means more. It demonstrates that an exclusive theatrical release means more revenue for all stakeholders in every cycle of the movie's life, emphasizes the NATO news drop. Given that opening day to weekend ratios of more comparable Marvel movies and other successful pandemic-era titles like F9 and A Quiet Place Part 2, NATO says that Black Widow should have opened between $92 and $100 million based on preview revenue compared to the same titles. Black Widow could have opened anywhere from $97 million to $130 million, adds the release. NATO goes further in specifying the lost amount of dollars for both Black Widow and Exhibition. The average number of people per household in the U.S. is 2.37. One can assume that the family-oriented Disney Plus household is larger. How much? How much password sharing is there among Disney Plus subscribers? Combined with the lost theatrical revenue and foregone traditional PVOD revenue, the answer is to these questions will show that the simultaneous release costs Disney more money in revenue per viewer over the lifetime of the film. NATO also pointed that the Torrent Freak report deadline cited that said for the week of ending July 12th, Black Widow was the most pirated movie. We've heard from the industry sources that Black Widow was pirated even more than Wonder Woman 1984. Piracy no doubt further affects Black Widow's performance and will affect its future performance in international market where it is yet to open, says the NATO release, with pristine copies also available on myriad illegal streaming sites all over the internet. Concludes NATO, this was also the case for all simultaneous releases like Wonder Woman 84, Godzilla vs. Kong, Cruella, and Mortal Kombat. This did not happen for F9 and A Quiet Place Part 2. How much money did everyone lose to simultaneous release piracy? The many questions raised by Disney's limited release of streaming data opening weekend are being rapidly answered by Black Widow's disappointing and anomalous performance. So, Troy, let me ask you this: Do you agree with NATO and their conclusions?
Hell yeah, I definitely agree because it's like, listen, like they releasing it on Disney Plus, like simultaneously. To me, as always, is not a good idea. Like because a movie like this, think about it, because the movie did solid.
Right.
On the first opening weekend. The movie
Right.
did solid. So you imagine if that was your only choice to see Black Widow, like you gotta go to the theater, right? It would have did even better. And the thing about it is, like, I don't think that the money that, people from buying it on Disney Plus is gonna make up for the money they could have had in theaters because again, one person can buy it and then 50 people can watch it. You see what I'm saying? So I doubt it's not as many people. Yes, it's a bit more expensive to buy it and watch it at home, but it's not the same if you got those 50 people to go to the theater and watch it. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the huge drop happened because usually with the movie having, Marvel movies or a lot of popular movies having legs, the second someone see it and then want to go see it again. When these movies like Avengers, Infinity War, and Avengers already make $1 billion, it's from people seeing it over and over again. It's not from everyone seeing it once. It's from like I remember I seen it 2 times when Joker was in theaters. I seen that shit like 3 or 4 times. Like, it's that. But like in these situations, now that you have the Disney Plus, people might not even watch it, pay any money, because they could go to, man, Lewis, let me go over your house real quick and watch this. All right, bet. Boom. I go over there. I ain't pay a damn thing.
I've already seen Black Widow twice, and they didn't make any money for me the second time I watched it.
Yeah, because you had
already
it.
had it.
Yeah. So, and then on top of that, like they was mentioning, the piracy thing. Like, if you could watch that shit for free, you know how many, ain't no loyalty in this shit. People, damn, Black Widow, they go straight type it up, let me go to one of these movie sites, bam, all right, let me watch it. You know what I'm saying?
Not to mention, like with China is such a big box office, and if China's pirating the movie, you're not going to you don't have a release date from China. Yeah. You're so fucked.
You're fucked. And the thing about it is, and Disney think they slick. Disney think they real slick, because they never mention the numbers for none of the movies that they've done, where it goes straight to Disney Plus. Yeah, they never bring up them numbers because they're probably shitty. That's why. Like, if they're good numbers, trust me, they're gonna want to have the headlines like, we had so and so bought so and so amount, millions of people bought it on Disney Plus. It's quiet. You know what I'm saying? We didn't hear nothing for what was that movie that came out on Disney Plus?
Like Raya and Mulan?
Mulan, yeah, that's one of their big ones. That was supposed to be a blockbuster hit. You know what I'm saying? We heard nothing from Mulan. So I bet you it did shitty. So I think that the theater, they're right. They're like, look, y'all.
Not to mention, like, if we talked about last week with the $60 million figure, we did the math, and that was 2 million people that paid for it, $30 a pop. And when you think about it, that 2 million that's 2 million households. And if there's a family of 4, like, let's just say, that's so much more money per head that you could make that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Versus
and to me, and really what don't make sense to me with Disney is like, if you've seen these numbers for Mulan and you've seen these numbers, why not change it? Just, like, it's almost like, I don't know if it's a pride thing to say, like, no, we're right and we're going to prove we're right or something. But, like, why not change it? Like, okay, we seen these numbers. Let's release fucking Black Widow in theaters exclusively.
Only, yeah.
Instead, they're like, no, we're going to stick to our guns. Well, y'all seeing that, you know what I'm saying? Y'all seeing the consequences of that.
I hope Jungle Cruise is the last one that they do that with. Where like Jungle Cruise is going to be a Disney Premier Access window as well. And I hope they haven't announced anything after that.
To me, it's been enough movies to prove that they didn't need to do that. Like, and originally it was because of the pandemic. That's why they were doing it. But it's been enough movies that's been successful that Black Widow is going to be more successful than those movies. That's enough information to know that, okay, we can release it now. We don't got to do this pandemic bullshit. We can release it like normal. Because you had Godzilla that did okay. Godzilla vs. Kong.
I think when Black Widow announced that they were going to do Disney Plus, they F9 and A Quiet Place didn't open yet.
Right, but I'm saying, like, why you don't have to stick to that. Like, you don't have to.
You could take it back.
I'm saying you could. Yeah, you could listen. Well, I guess
there was marketing material already.
They already announced it.
They put posters on there and trailers. And stuff.
That's true. But with Godzilla though, I know Godzilla came out at the beginning of the year. Y'all could have, you know what I'm saying? Y'all definitely could have changed. Now, Quiet Place, that was recent, and
F9 was also.
Yeah, that was recent. But like, I think. Anybody, I feel like if you're a movie studio, when Godzilla vs. Kong did the numbers it did at that time, like Godzilla vs. Kong wasn't no just you, but for at that time, and it was early in the year, that should have showed everybody in the industry, like, okay, especially people that got movies coming out 5 months after Godzilla vs. Kong, you be like, okay, if this movie's already doing this kind of numbers right now in January, February, or March, then by the time my movie come out, I should be good. Let's release it in theaters. That's what every theater should have did, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sort of a little bit of a mixed bag on this one because, like, I don't even necessarily feel like Black Widow is one of those, like, kind of must-see movies and stuff that people are.
Well, I mean, you gotta treat any movie, especially if you're Marvel and you spend millions of dollars on it. You gotta treat it like
it's a must-see.
It's the most important Marvel movie ever made. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, like, we think after we see it, we kind of see it was kind of pointless in terms of the overall arcing, storyline in the Marvel universe. It was just pointless. I don't even see why they made it, but. At the end of the day, you gotta treat it like it's the shit. You know? So.
Yeah. So like, there's that. There's a lot of like there's a lot of like layers to this and stuff like that. So, and also like it's also a situation where like I sort of want to speculate that we're still in this pandemic era where people are gonna see it on opening weekend, like a Godzilla, like a Mortal Kombat, like these movies like F9 had a huge drop as well. And that was theatrically exclusive too.
Yeah, but see, the difference with that is that movie was trash. So like, no, and that's a real thing. Even before pandemics, like you have certain movies that have a lot of momentum due to the fact that good marketing and it's a big or whatever. But once the reviews come in and it gets this negative press, by the next week, that's when it affects it. It never affects that first week. Like if you go back and like go to like think of like Suicide Squad, the first one was trash. Suicide one was trash. It had terrible reviews. It still made 130 million that opening weekend because of the momentum going into the box office. But then that next weekend it dropped. It had like an 80% drop or some shit because then people realized that okay, it sucks. So I think that's what happened with
F9.
But Black Widow had good reviews. You know what I'm saying? And usually, and it's a Marvel movie, so that alone would have had people.
Well, what I'm trying to say is like I think as far as pattern of behavior goes, the people that are diehard are going to go out there and they're going to rush opening weekend, and then it's going to fall off a cliff because everyone that really wanted to watch it already watched it.
Well, every movie's going to have a drop, but damn, Black
damn
Widow
70%.
70%. That's ridiculous. That's unheard of. And I think that's what the theaters are talking about. The theater chains are talking about a Marvel movie having almost a 70% drop. That was an anticipated, well-received movie. That's just unheard of.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and we'll keep an eye on this story as well because we got more summer movies coming out later this year, and we'll talk about box office as well as what works for release models, theatrical exclusives and stuff. Like I can think of my next big movie that I can think off the top of my head is Suicide Squad in August, and we'll see. We'll go ahead and move on. The next one up comes from Variety. It says the Hollywood Foreign Press Association bans members from receiving freebies, gifts, trips, and other promotional items from studios, networks, and stars. Now, we covered the Golden Globes. Remember we talked about the Golden Globes and how like there's so much bullshit? Like,
oh god.
The last time we covered, I keep telling you that I keep an eye on these stories. By the way, we're going to continue to cover them as it develops. But the last time we covered the Golden Globes, it was on an extra news, and I read to you the headline. It said, or it might not have been extra news. It might have been top news. But basically, the headline was, "We have a new code of conduct." Remember that? And you were you said so. You were talking shit about that. You were like, that's a bit.
Yeah. And I feel the same way. I feel the same way right now.
So let's see here. One of the biggest knocks against the Hollywood Foreign Press Association that its members can be swayed by trips, gifts, and other freebies is going away. The organization confirmed that in a statement on Friday that it approved new gift, travel, and conflict of interest policies. Under these new policies, the Hollywood Foreign Press Association members shall not be permitted to accept promotional materials or other gifts from studios, publicists, actors, directors, or others associated with motion pictures and television programs. Let me ask you this. This makes it sound like they could before.
Yeah, that's the shit that pissed me off. Like, so at first, we've been accepting bribes for decades. Now we're going to change it, and I bet you, I'm just going to predict it. Some shit happened. They probably got caught, and now they releasing this.
Well, that's why the NBC was not airing the Golden Globes. Remember, they told them that they need to redo everything. Remember that?
Yeah.
And
but
so now,
I'm saying, but for this specific, since they're specifically talking about this specifically, they probably got caught bribing or some kind of bribe scandal probably happened, and now they're changing the rules. Anytime you just change it, like
something happened.
Something happened. Yeah, bitch ass motherfucker. I can't stand
now
these.
you don't even like the Golden Globes.
Yeah, I don't like that. I've been not liking the Golden Globes.
Okay, but now you laid them more.
Yeah, I don't like them more because now y'all trying to act like, oh yeah, we're changing. Like y'all should have never been able to do that. Like you should never be able to accept bribes. What the fuck are y'all thinking?
Look, I'm telling you right now, man. The code of conduct and these new rules, man. They're making sweeping changes.
Hell no, these motherfuckers ain't doing
I'm obviously bullshitting.
Yeah, these niggas
I'm bullshitting, but at the same time, they're doing something right. You got to give them some credit.
No, hell no. Because listen, the credit I would have given them if they would have did this shit for no reason. If they would have just out of nowhere, 3 years ago, just out for no reason. Listen, we're gonna stop accepting this, blah blah blah. Not because we're caught. Let's change. Let's let everybody know we're changing so they don't throw us under the bus. Come on, man.
This news is the latest step in the Hollywood Foreign Press's ongoing response to charges of questionable practices and a lack of diverse membership, issues that led NBC to announce that it would not air the Golden Globes in 2022. We talked about this. Yeah. So the HFPA, which hands out the Golden Globes awards, has been under fire for months following an initial expose by the Los Angeles Times about the small insular organization's questionable financial practices. This
is it right here. This is specifically what we're talking about. See, that's what I'm saying. I knew it, bro. I knew it. I knew it was something specific that they getting caught up for or getting written about, and they're changing shit because of it. These motherfuckers,
as well as paltry records of diversity and representation, including an entire lack of black members. The group has already released a framework for reform, which we talked about, that includes measures to increase the number of people of color in its ranks. The organization has already instituted new restrictions on gifts, and the members could receive payments for work on their committees. So, yeah, we talked about that. We talked about the code of conduct.
And this is what pissed me off about it. We're in 2022, bro. Like, y'all talking like, God damn, you ain't got no black people yet? We're in 2022. I mean 2021, but it's gonna be 2022 next year. Like when y'all gonna be doing all the changes.
Awards,
yeah. So it's like, damn, bro. Like you still ain't got no black people. You still accepting bribes. Like I don't stop changing. Don't change the shit now. Fuck it. Just keep doing the shit. Yeah, cause y'all don't want to go down with the ship. I ain't fuck with the gold.
Oh man, this really pisses you off. All right, this next one is a rumor, which we don't hardly ever cover rumors. I like to keep a good integrity on stuff that's cited, but
see, this some fuck shit I can tell.
but you know what? We're gonna go ahead and cover it because it's tantalizing and juicy. You know, this one comes from the website we got this covered, and it says here that Robert Pattinson reportedly, which is a rumor, refuses to work with Matt Reeves ever again. All right, here we go. In case you don't know, rumors are abound that Robert Pattinson and Matt Reeves hate each other. Hate is a very strong word, but insider sources are confident that this is the case, with the pair allegedly butting heads due to Reeves' perfectionism. Apparently, this hate has now materialized into more. Sources close to We Got This Covered have stated that the disdain Pattinson and Reeves have for each other has grown so far that Pattinson has reportedly stated he does not want to work with Reeves again until he receives an apology. Now, I'm not a movie director, but for the director and the main star of a movie to have such a strained relationship can certainly spell trouble, especially if the star storms off set. Which apparently there's a linked article in here. Apparently it says here that Robert Pattinson reportedly stormed off the Batman set because of Matt Reeves. Okay, it shouldn't have gone. It shouldn't have to though. With the Batman wrapping up filming earlier this year after a challenging filming schedule filled with delays and the COVID-19 disruptions. Nonetheless, the film looks like it was worth the trouble. We're hoping that these rumors of infighting are simply just that, just rumors. If the trailer is an accurate depiction of what the movie is going to look like, then it seems like the fighting may have not have impacted the quality of the production. If Pattinson really doesn't want to work with Matt Reeves again, then that calls into question any future plans for sequels, especially after Pattinson reportedly agreed to $20 million for the Batman 2. So, yeah, that's. Let me ask you this, Troy. Do you believe these rumors?
Nah, listen, nah, I don't. But, I mean, it could be true. But for me, I just feel like, listen, if I don't read some shit in, The Hollywood Reporter or Deadline or Variety or one of these, official sites, I'm not really gonna, I don't even know what We Got This Covered. I don't know what the fuck that is. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how credible they are. You know what I mean? So, a lot of times, if they're not covered in one of these, real deal. Like, you notice every story you read is from one of them.
Variety or
Deadline.
Yeah.
And that's how you know it's official, it's real deal Holyfield. But, like, we got this covered. I don't know who that is. I don't know what the fuck.
Sources to close to
sources. Who are your sources, bro? Like I don't buy it. So that's why I don't believe it. But I'm gonna go a step further. Even if it is true, it don't matter. Like, this happens a lot in Hollywood. Actors and directors don't get it. Don't mean the quality of the. Now, don't get me wrong. You would hope that the chemistry is good between the directors and the writers and the actors and the
producers.
But the reality is, it never be that way. Like, but you never hear about it because they sweep it under the rug.
And usually you find out like 10 years later.
10 years later,
Yeah.
but the reality is, this happens more often than not. But I don't think it affect the quality of the movie. Like, a lot of times, some of the best movies you ever done watched, if you do your research, you'll find out that they didn't get along or they was arguing on set, blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, it could be true. I don't think it's true, but even if it is true, I don't think it's worth anything. I mean, I would hope they get along because I want them to have chemistry to do more and shit like that, but whatever.
I vaguely remember hearing like a rumor that, Matt Reeves got mad at Robert Pattinson because he didn't bulk up with muscle and everything like that.
Yeah. And that shit right there was fuckery. Like, because no, and that one right there was proven fuckery because, like, the dude was swole as fuck. Like, they showed pictures of him. He was big as fuck. Like, I think what it was is Robert Pattinson said something about, like, not wanting to bulk up or not caring about, and I think it got blown out of proportion or whatever. But it wouldn't surprise me if that's where this started from, because a lot of time with these rumors, what these different sites will do is they'll take something from the past and they'll expand on it to make it seem real, right? So, like, if just say there's a thing of Jamie Foxx arguing with one of the other actors, right, and it's a thing that comes out, someone could go write an article that and break down why they start arguing, right? And then it'll seem real because you was like, oh, I remember it came out that they were arguing. So this is why they start arguing, but they really made it up, but it's going to seem real because it's based off something that really did happen. That's what a lot of these, like, fake websites and bullshit they do. So, I mean, I don't know. I call bullshit on it, though.
I'm one of those kind of people that believes in, like, these kinds of shit. Like, I like my soap opera, man.
Don't do it,
I eat
Don't
up
do
rumors like a motherfucker.
Look.
I eat rumors for breakfast.
And see, people like you is the reason why these bullshit websites do it. Because as long as they get the clicks, like, these motherfuckers have no integrity. They'll make some shit up right at, damn, I ain't got no clicks in a minute. Let me think, Arnold Schwarzenegger is about to fight The Rock. Like, they'll just make some shit up.
Like, Sylvester Stallone slapped Arnold Schwarzenegger during Expendables 4 filming.
Right, exactly. And you'll be surprised how many people, what? Oh, shit. Like, so, like, that's why if it's not Variety, Hollywood Reporter, Deadline, one of these real deal Holyfield websites, nope, I don't trust it.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll definitely maybe talk about it once the Batman opens, and we'll see if we think that
we believe that was the case. Yeah.
All right. We'll go ahead and move on to the extra news. We'll go ahead and there are 10 items on this list here. Number 1, Tom Hiddleston says he'll play Loki for the rest of his life. Number 2, Black Adam has finished shooting. Number 3, Antonio Banderas joins the cast of Indiana Jones 5. Just separate side note, why are they announcing casting after filming is already underway?
Well, they do that. They do that with all films in Hollywood. I think they announced cast to keep the buzz going. So that'd be to cast the whole movie, but just
I was hoping
each month.
I was hoping that they didn't figure out that he was going to be in the movie after they already started filming.
A lot of times when you hear about casting, they've been cast. They just announce it when they're ready. Like a lot of times they use casting as marketing. Like if they cast so and so, it's like, all right, let's wait till this time because this will be a good time to create buzz for the thing, and then we announce that. But he been already filming and everything.
Yeah. Okay. Number 4, the first reactions for Suicide Squad calls it one of DC's best movies ever.
Ooh, I believe it.
Number 5, Doctor Strange 2 called the scariest MCU film by Elizabeth Olsen. Okay. I sort of believe it because Sam Raimi is directing it.
Yeah.
Number 6, Netflix to offer video games within the year.
That's crazy.
Number 7, Loki is getting a second season and will appear in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Number 8, Nicolas Cage's Tiger King series is dead at Amazon. Number 9, Marvel confirms that Agatha Harkness will return in the MCU.
Well, duh.
We just don't know how. And finally, number 10, it's a redundant story because we covered it in top news, but I got the box office charts here. Well, we talked about the number one weekend for Space Jam: A New Legacy made $31 million. Black Widow at number 2 at $25 million. Escape Room 2 made $8.8 million. F9, The Fast Saga, went down to 7.6. And check this out. There is literally like $70,000 separating first place and second place. First place is still technically A Quiet Place Part 2, but F9 will take the throne. But if Black Widow continues some momentum, it may not be number one for much longer. So we got these movies making money, and also, separate side note, A Quiet Place Part 2 was in the top 5 last weekend, and then that's when it came out on Paramount Plus. So now that you think they're like kneecapping or handicapping, or is this result about right for,
That's about right.
regardless of Paramount Plus or not?
Regardless if it was out, I think it'd have been somewhere around there. It might have been a slight change difference, but
So okay, all right. I was just thinking like a movie in the top 5 last week, and then they're gonna like handicap it, and this could have been more, but whatever. But yeah, so yeah, that's the box office here. I just wanted to talk about that real quick. So Troy, we have some
stories
here. Is there anything that catches?
That's a lot of juicy shit.
I know, right?
I mean, listen, the first reaction to Suicide Squad gets me excited, but it doesn't surprise me because the trailers, they don't look good. They look extraordinary. Like, they don't just look like, the trailers don't look like, oh, this is a good movie. They look fantastic. It looks so vibrant and creative, and you using characters that I never thought I'd see on the big screen. You know what I'm saying? But if anyone can do that, James Gunn can use characters that shouldn't work on the big screen, right? Like, there's certain characters like Rocket Raccoon shouldn't have never worked in a movie, but James Gunn found a way to make it work. So you got characters like the Weasel and weird ass characters, but I feel like it just felt like it feels like a weird movie that's gonna be fantastic, and it got so many good actors. I just can't wait to see it, man. I can't wait.
Warner Brothers gave select fans and critics an early look at the Suicide Squad on Wednesday night at LA Live in downtown Los Angeles. And the first reactions spilling out on social media are enthusiastic, bordering on hyperbolic. Now, first, as always, it's wise to take these with a grain of salt. Studios curate very early movie previews to maximize hype. Plenty of times, fans have poured out of a movie with gushing praise, only for the film to turn out to be terrible.
I mean, that is true, but see, I ain't gonna lie. I was reading some reviews, and like the reviews, they're not just saying it was good; they're saying it's unbelievably good.
Yeah.
Like, and you're talking about critics. Fans. I don't give a fuck. Like, fans,
they will say Fast 9 is good.
They'll say, "Oh, it's Fast 9 is the best action movie of all time." I don't give a damn. But I'm saying, when I'm hearing real critics saying, like, not like, "Oh, it's a good movie" or "You enjoy yourself," but this is the best DC film ever. Like, I'm hearing shit like that. Like,
yeah.
And that means Dark Knight. That means Joker. That means, like, some of the best ones. So that means, like, I really believe the critics on this.
Got to see the Suicide Squad tonight. A hilariously violent and heartfelt story that's surprising in all the right ways. Enjoyable for everyone, hardcore DC comic fans and newbies alike. Go see this movie, says Vanessa Armstrong. She's got a blue check mark on Twitter. Interesting. And then also Dorian Parks on Twitter says, the Suicide Squad is an epic, all-out war movie that demands to be seen on the big screen. Gunn does it again with the hilarious cast of oddballs and underused comic characters. Big laughs, bigger action. DC has another winner on its hands. Damn.
See, that's the kind of shit. Like, that's the kind of shit I'm reading, bro. Like, yeah, that's cool for them to have back-to-back W's.
Damn, there's a lot of tweets on this article, but yeah, okay. Well, there's that.
And the next thing I want to talk about, Doctor Strange being called the scariest MCU film. Now, listen, that's a strong possibility because, like you said, Sam Raimi is directing it.
Yep.
But I just can't believe it. I'll believe it when I see it. You know what I mean? For a movie to really, like, you really gonna make a horror comic book movie? Think about that. Like, that's gonna alienate alienate so many people. Like, I would love it. If that's true, that'd be a dream come true for me. I always wanted a straight up horror film, comic book movie, but I mean, they tried it with that little X-Men movie, was it New Mutants?
Yeah.
But it was a garbage.
Yeah.
And then and Sam Raimi has played with it a little bit, like in Spider-Man 2, is horror scenes. But for the movie to be a straight out horror movie, I just highly doubt that Marvel had the balls to do something like that.
Yeah, what's kind of interesting is I thought that the reason why that they got rid of Scott Derrickson, he was the original director for Doctor Strange 2. They replaced him with Sam Raimi because apparently Scott Derrickson wanted to make a horror movie.
Yeah, see, that's
my understanding, right?
Yeah, right. I remember that, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like, I think Scott Derrickson, he was probably really gonna look, if we're gonna make, because don't get me wrong, I think it's gonna be horror elements in Doctor Strange 2, Multiverse of Madness,
right.
But that's a difference between that and a horror movie. He was probably trying to make no, look, if we gonna do this, we gonna make a real horror movie, and Marvel
scare the shit out of
no,
you, yeah.
fuck no, we'll let you get a horror scene or two, but you ain't finna make a horror movie, and that's probably why he changed that, brought Sam Raimi and was like, hey, remember how you did Spider-Man? But if you go back and watch Spider-Man 2, there's scenes where it's real scary, but the movie is not like a scary movie. So if they probably said, look, remember how you did in Spider-Man 2 where you had a few horror scenes? Can you do that? But then, it's still a Marvel movie. All right, bet. And now I'm thinking that's what happened. So I doubt that this film is going to be and then that doesn't even hold a lot of weight. The scariest Marvel film? What Marvel films are scary anyway, so we'll see. I'm excited for the movie. I just don't think it's gonna be.
I got this rant. I don't even know. I never heard of RepublicWorld.com, but I can see here a quick sentence here. It says the writer claims that Raimi made it scarier since he replaced Scott Derrickson.
That's fucking. that's bullshit. Because Scott Derrickson wanted to make it scary. I think that was the thing, but I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I mean, if it's scary, I love it. So we'll see.
Well,
I doubt it.
We'll have to. Right now, for now, we have to take Elizabeth Olsen's word for it.
Yeah, she probably just scary. Anything scare her, shit.
For those that don't listen to Ready Press Play, you can hear my thoughts on the Netflix story about Netflix offering games within the Netflix app or whatever. So it's episode 79 of Ready Press Play. I'll probably, if this is for all you YouTube people, I'll go ahead and just put the card right over here so you'll see the pop up. And so that's pretty much it. I don't feel
Loki appearing in Doctor Strange 2, to me, it really clarifies that this leads into Multiverse of Madness.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my main thing that I'm confused about is okay, because we're getting a Loki season 2.
Yeah.
Is Loki season 2 gonna have something to do with the multiverse? Because it's coming out clearly after the Multiverse of Madness. So it's or is it gonna be season 2 just a whole new story, have nothing to do with none of this or whatever? That's what I'm kind of confused about.
What if Kang is the villain, and there's a shit ton of variants, and they're gonna just plug one hole, but another hole comes out.
I mean, that's possible, but see, the thing is, and that's one of the things I'm starting to worry about with Marvel. I hope they don't get too convoluted, because it's starting to feel a bit convoluted. You think the Loki from the Loki show is a variant from the Loki in our original timeline,
yeah.
But now you finna have
him
this version of Loki
coming in
with that, and then if you do another version of Loki in season 2 from another, it'll just start being all over the fucking place. So I hope they keep it, because listen, we as Marvel fans are gonna stick to this shit and try to make sure we figure it out, or however confusing it get. But the average person that watches it, but not a hardcore movie fan, gonna be like, "What the fuck? What the Multiverse of Madness? What is going on here?" You know what I mean? So we'll see. But I'm excited for Multiverse of Madness. To me, they setting that shit up to be like the next Avengers. I'm calling it. That might make $1 billion. If the whole pandemic shit is over completely by that time, I can think Multiverse of Madness will make $1 billion, because it's all this shit we seeing. WandaVision setting it up. Loki setting it up. Is Spider-Man and Ant-Man coming out before Multiverse?
Spider-Man is coming out in December. Multiverse is coming out in March.
So Spider-Man, that's probably gonna set up, because Doctor Strange is gonna be in Spider-Man. So all these movies is setting up Multiverse of Madness. That's why I said it's almost like its own small Marvel universe within the overarching Marvel universe.
Yeah. All right, we'll go ahead and move on to check this out. So for check this out, we have a couple of trailers to go over here, and let me tell you this right now. I'm not really like. No, actually, you know what, Troy, you might actually be fond of what we see here. Let me mute this. There we go. So the first thing up is a Free Guy, and there's an official clip of a Free Guy, and we saw this clip on the trailer, kind of. It's kind of corny. It's a little cheesy. It's one of the interesting things is like whenever you see these kinds of scenes out of context of the movie, and now that I've been watching Space Jam, it makes this look very cheesy and not very appealing to me. But I don't know, like it's just dumb. But
Yeah,
whatever.
I agree. It looks dumb to me too.
So yeah, they're just doing this bullshit action sequence where they're like, she's dual wielding pistols and spinning around on a motorcycle, and then they fly out of a window in the motorcycle, and then all of a sudden like they're in slow motion, like all like, and then they fly out in like a parachute, like it just transforms in like a Fortnite glider.
Just like big green screen. That's what it looks like.
All right, there's that. And then Snake Eyes. There's a final trailer of Snake Eyes. And let me tell you this right now. This movie comes out this weekend, and yet they're putting out a trailer like right now. Yeah. And this trailer has a spoiler in it, by the way.
Red flags.
What? When they put spoilers?
Now, every time they start doing too much shit, man, they probably nervous.
So I'm gonna go ahead and skip to the very end of the trailer, and they do the little title sequence, and then boom, Storm Shadow. They're like, call me Storm Shadow, and then and then there he is.
See,
like
that's a red flag to me. Anytime, like a lot of times when these trailers start putting spoilers and shit in there, they trying to get as much people in the theater as possible because they know it's gonna suck.
Next up is Naked Singularity, and it stars John Boyega, of all things.
Damn.
Hey. So let's see here. Let me see here. It's coming out on August 6th in theaters, and then the next week it's coming out on iTunes and Amazon and Google Play. So it's only gonna have 1 week run. So I'm guessing it's a limited release. And let me read you the description here. It says here, Naked Singularity tells the story of Casey, John Boyega, a promising young New York City public defender whose idealism is beginning to crack under the daily injustices of the very justice system he's trying to make right. Doubting all he has worked for and seeing signs of the universe collapsing all around him, he is pulled into dangerous, high-stakes drug heists by an unpredictable former client in an effort to beat the broken system at its own game. I don't know. This doesn't seem very.
It don't appeal to me. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. Well, whatever. John Boyega's trying to act, so they're just happy.
Yeah, it's just, and I'm not buying him either in this. Like, I don't know. I gotta see it.
Okay. Next up is The Colony, and it is. I never heard of the actors here, but it says here cataclysmic conditions on Earth forced a mass exodus to a distant planet. Generations later, a manned mission hurtles back to assess living conditions on the desolate, mostly submerged world. The sole survivor of the expedition is attacked by a violent band of scavengers. Okay. Whatever. Anyways, yeah, it's a science fiction film where it's like, I guess the colony is a group of people that are like on a manned mission to go populate another planet or whatever, and so apparently they all die except for just one. It's a sci-fi.
I like the art design.
All right, next up is the Joe Bell. Okay, so this movie comes out in theaters this Friday. It's a Mark Wahlberg movie. The trailer gives away a spoiler, so I'm not happy with that. Joe Bell tells the intimate. You know what? I'm not even gonna read the description because that's part of the new releases, anyways. But basically, Mark Wahlberg is traveling on foot from West Coast to East Coast, for his gay son. So, we've seen this trailer before on Check This Out before. Not this particular trailer, but a trailer number one. Were you in any way interested in this movie?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right. And next up is The French Dispatch gets an official clip released.
I've seen this.
You've seen the clip?
Oh, yes. And it looks absolutely phenomenal. Like, Jesus Christ, this movie looks amazing. Like, this is a clip?
It's a clip, yeah, not a trailer. It's an official clip that's a release.
I seen something, but...
The trailer came out in February of this year.
No, but I seen something yesterday. So, is this what I seen? No, this ain't what I seen. I think they released something else. They released like a mini trailer like a couple days ago or something. Because I seen something the other day.
Oh.
It was like a trailer, but no, I didn't see this clip. But what I seen, even just looking at this, like, look at the framing in this. Like, it is perfectly framed. Like, looks unbelievable. I can't wait. And this got like the best cast probably ever. Like, this cast is ridiculous. So. Yeah, Timothy Oliphant. Oh my
Chalamet.
Yeah.
Timothy Chalamet.
Chalamet, whatever the fuck I said. Yeah, great. I can't wait for it. Wes Anderson, he's one of the greats. Anytime Wes Anderson got a movie coming out, everybody needs to go see it. And Paul Thomas Anderson.
All right. By the way, links to these YouTube videos are in the description as well as the show notes for audio listeners. Next one up is Pixar's Turning Red, and it's like a little teaser trailer of like a character who's in school for the very first time, and her mom is embarrassing her and stuff because she's outside in like the window just trying to make sure that it's keeping an eye on her, but by doing so it sabotages her and she turns into like this big giant red fox thing or whatever. So have you seen this trailer by the way already? No? Oh yeah, man, it's the mom is like right there, and
It's
a little embarrassing and stuff, and then like the more like the mom is just like
tip come, the boy tipsy come.
I so messed up. You're so fucked up for that. But yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll let the trailer play out here. But I'll go ahead and read this here. It says it's going to be releasing in theaters on March 11th, 2022. So so she gets all like really, really, really mad, and she's like, oh my god. It's like she's literally egging her on. The mom made this happen. She was having a perfectly good day at school, but then poof, just a giant fucking monster. So I guess the mom knew about her ability or whatever, and just wanted to like prevent it from happening. But in doing so, you made it happen. Yeah. So. Yeah, this movie looks interesting.
It looks unique for sure.
It
looks like Pixar gonna have another great one on their hands.
Hopefully, it doesn't come straight to Disney Plus.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, well, and there's only one last thing here, and this is just a quick little thing. But Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds made a new. Okay, Free Guy isn't getting a new trailer because they've marketed the hell out of this movie because of the delays, but they decided to get him in his Deadpool costume to react to his own trailer, and he gets Korg from the MCU to sit on as his co-reactor. So they're literally reacting to the trailer, like straight up, a trailer that's already been out for a long time. And so yeah, they're just there together. And what's kind of interesting is that Taika Waititi is the voice of Korg, and Taika Waititi is in Free Guy.
Oh yeah.
And so it's like a reacception because the actors are in it. So
and Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds, exactly. It's reacception there. Like they were like doing these things. They was like Ryan Reynolds, yeah, man, I like him or whatever, like that kind of stuff or whatever.
That's smart. That's smart marketing.
It's like that's what happens when you have like Fox and Disney under the same umbrella and stuff. Yeah. So yeah, that's it for check this out here. I wanted to kind of rush through it here because we have we're almost out of time here. So. Next up, let's go ahead and move on to Netflix and chill. So for Netflix and chill, I'm gonna tell you this right now. It's finally happened. We've done the whole year long, and Coco Melon finally leaves the Netflix chart.
Dang, man, that's crazy, bro. Coco Melon, man, that shit held on.
I know, right?
That shit held on.
There's a possibility that no Coco Melon will return next week or in 2 weeks when we do the show.
It's a possibility, but it's weird because I've been so sick of seeing Coco Melon in the top 10. I'm like, fuck, let's get it. But now that it's gone, I'm kind of like, damn, Coco Melon, come on back, man.
Coco Melon outdid Tenet, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it shitted on Tenet.
It shitted on Tenet.
So yeah.
But there are some circumstances. There's some extenuating circumstances as to why Coco Melon got left the chart, and the reason why I'm predicting that it's an anomaly and it's going to come back onto the chart because remember last week on new releases I said a public service announcement: the entire Twilight series is coming to Netflix.
Oh yeah.
So that's 5 motherfucking movies.
It's going to take up a lot of
slots. Just takes up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So number 1, Virgin River. Number 2, Never Have I Ever. Number 3, Twilight. Number 4, Heist. Number 5, surprisingly, Gunpowder Milkshake was the big Netflix release, and it didn't debut at number 1. It was debuted at number 5. Number 6, Manifest. Number 7, Fear Street Part 3, 1666. Number 8, The Twilight Saga New Moon. Number 9, Sex Life. And number 10, The Twilight Saga Eclipse.
I'm gonna go back and watch the first Twilight.
You know, it's kind of funny as like they're in descending order. The very first movie's at the top, and then like, so they're doing this thing where like all the people watch Twilight 1, and then a little bit less people watch the sequel, and then a little less people watch the third. Yeah, so.
It's like a lot of people saying jumping off board.
Yeah, they're jumping off. Yeah. Or they'll get to it later or whatever.
I'm gonna go back and watch the first Twilight because it's weird, bro. Like I remember seeing Twilight in theaters. We had all went.
Man, the first Twilight was whack.
But I remember at the time thinking that I wanted to see where it was gonna go, and I remember just hating every single one. But now I can't remember if like was the first one really that bad or did, like because I remember all the other ones being like I can't take this shit no more. But the first one I remember like thinking like I want to know what's it gonna go. You know what I'm saying? So I want to rewatch because I haven't seen it since it was literally in theaters when I seen it that one time, and all the other ones I never want to see again. So I think I'm gonna go watch the first one.
All right, we're going to move on to the top 10 movies on Netflix. So taking out all the streaming shows, just coming out of just focusing on the movies, the same list comes up from 1 through 5, excuse me. So number 1 is Twilight, the most popular movie. Number 2 is Gunpowder Milkshake. Number 3 is Fear Street Part 3, 1666. Number 4 is Twilight Saga New Moon. Number 5 is Twilight Saga Eclipse. Number 6 is the new stuff. Number 6 is Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 1. Number 7 is Cosmic Sin. Number 8 is Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 2. Number 9 is Fear Street Part 1, 1994. And number 10 is Fear Street Part 2, 1978.
Damn, it's mostly just Fear Street and Twilight.
I know.
Like, damn, that's crazy. It tripped me out how Twilight got, like, Netflix got all of, how Netflix got all of Twilight. That shit tripped. Like, did they buy the rights or what the fuck?
I'm pretty sure that's like for a limited time. It's going to leave the streaming service at some point. Because it's owned by Summit Entertainment, so they must have like cut them a check. Yeah. So like 8 slots. 8 slots are Fear Street and Twilight. That's fucking crazy. Yeah. Like that is like the most like basic list I've ever done on Netflix and chill. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to interesting stuff and talk about the iTunes charts. Number 1, Wrath of Man. Number 2, A Quiet Place Part 2. Damn. Why did that Jason Statham movie outdo?
Come on, bro. Like, see, that's why I don't fuck with iTunes list, because it always be some bullshit. Like, A Quiet Place Part 2 ain't number 1?
Yeah.
And they go to number 2, The Wrath of Man?
Its first week, and it doesn't debut at number 1.
That shit there disappoints me, man. Like, come on, bro.
Well, actually, wait. No. You know what? Wrath of Man went down to like $8 because it's a rental window now. And I bet you like A Quiet Place is like $20 or something like that.
It don't matter. It still should be more than that. It still should be ranked higher than that piece of shit.
Yes, I'm pretty sure A Quiet Place Part 2 will jump back on the list.
It'll stay higher than Wrath of Man. I know that much.
Number 3 is Nobody. Number 4 is City of Lies, the Johnny Depp movie. Remember that one?
Oh, yeah.
Number 5 is Godzilla vs. Kong. Number 6 is Out of Death, that Bruce Willis movie that we didn't like, or just by the trailer. Number 7 is Till Death, also another Megan Fox movie that we didn't like based off the trailer. And so, number 6 and 7 are Bruce Willis and Megan Fox. On new releases, there's a Bruce Willis and Megan Fox movie coming out.
Yeah, they coming strong, boy.
They're co-starring.
Hey, they trying to take over the game, boy. Everything.
So they're gonna be co-starring in a movie together. You don't like them in Out of Death, and you don't like her in Till Death. Now you don't like them together.
Shit. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, like that shit crazy. That shit crazy.
Number 8 is The Courier. And number 9 is Escape Room Part 1. And number 10, the classic Space Jam Part 1, or the first one.
That makes sense.
But here's the thing. Why are people paying for Space Jam on iTunes when they can just watch it on HBO Max? Come on, man, think. Whatever.
For real.
Anything you want to say about any of these lists?
No, it tripped me out. I mean, really, if you think about it, Netflix list is predictable because like they gonna have all the Twilights on that bitch. You know the Fear Street gonna be on that bitch. You know what I'm saying? And the milk, whatever the fuck.
Gunpowder milkshake.
That's gonna be on there.
That's the big new release.
Yeah. So This probably the most predictable list we'll ever see on Netflix for at least this year.
True. All you need is to figure out where Coco Melon fit in, and then there you go.
And then there you go.
It's done.
And it's coming back. I agree with you, man. I'm rooting for Coco Melon to make a return. Fuck that.
For my recommendation, I found that The Mask of Zorro, which I did a Sharing the Love on earlier in the podcast a couple episodes ago, The Mask of Zorro is available on Amazon Prime. So go watch that. And go listen to the old podcast where I talk about my experience with The Mask of Zorro. It was a really good movie. Antonio Banderas, Catherine Zeta-Jones. Funny action. It's like funny and comedy, and it's got action, it's got adventure, it's got everything, and it's a little bit of romance. So yeah, The Mask of Zorro. Troy, you said last week that you're gonna do 2 recommendations this week.
Yeah. And,
Take it away.
And I'm not.
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
Because it's crazy. Because I'm gonna reveal my plan. Well, my plan is actually to do what you did. I was gonna do Space Jam. Space Jam 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And I didn't see the LeBron shit. So that ruined my whole plan. But that was gonna be my recommendations because they both gonna be on.
You knew it was gonna be on HBO Max?
What you call it?
I knew that Space Jam 2 was gonna be on HBO Max. I
Well,
had no idea.
I
had
figured
no
that.
idea.
I just assumed because I'm like, if you're gonna have the second one on HBO Max, I just assumed they was gonna already have it.
I didn't assume that.
Or whatever. So, but that was my plan. But I didn't see Space Jam or whatever.
Plus, you would recommend not to see it if anything.
Yeah. That, if anything, I wouldn't. But I think that would have just been a cool thing. I was gonna do it mainly for the first Space Jam. I mean, yeah.
Well, if anything, you can still recommend it.
Well, yeah, I recommend the
Space
first
Jam.
Space Jam. It's a classic.
Space Jam 1 on HBO Max. Let's do it.
But damn, I wanted to do that. That'd have been just cool.
Well, I mean, it's better than what I did when I recommended the entire Fast Saga, and it was only just the first 2.
Yeah. It don't beat that. I ain't gonna lie.
All right, let's go ahead and talk about new releases.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves.
So what's kind of funny is I can't hear the jam, but I'm assuming that I mouthed it right. But anyways, so we got 12 new releases to cover, and here's the thing: 8 of them are this week, and we're gonna cover the other for next week. So we're gonna have 2 picks of the week because we're not gonna be here next week. So we're just gonna go through everything here. Number 1, How It Ends is gonna be out on July 20th, which is tomorrow in theaters. And it's a little indie movie. We watched a trailer for this on Check This Out on a previous episode when Dan was filling in for Troy. A woman scores an invite to one last wild party before the world ends. However, making it there won't be easy after her car is stolen and the clock is ticking on her plans to tie up loose ends with her friends and family. The film stars Zoe Lister-Jones, Kaylee Spaney, Olivia Wilde, Fred Armisen, Helen Hunt, Lamorne Morris, and Nick Kroll. So that's some decent names in there. It's a comedy, and it's an apocalypse happening. So there you go. I don't know if you heard about that or not. Next up, pick of the week, Old.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be my pick of the week.
Yeah, almost went to Snake Eyes, but yeah.
It would have been Snake Eyes, but I think Old. I always be curious to see the twist that
M. Night, yeah.
M. Night gonna have.
Old is coming out in theaters this Friday on July 23rd. A thriller about a family on a tropical holiday who discovers that the secluded beach where they are relaxing for a few hours is somehow causing them to age rapidly, reducing their entire lives into a single day. The film stars Gael Garcia Bernal, Vicky Creeps, Rufus Sewell, Ken Lung, Nikki, Amuka Bird, Abby Lee, Aaron Pierre, and Alex Wolff. Damn, he had 2 movies come out back to back. Alex Wolff he was in Pig, the Nick Cage movie that came out last week. Next up is Snake Eyes. July 23rd in theaters, an ancient Japanese clan called the Arashikage? I can't pronounce that. Welcome tenacious loner Snake Eyes after he saves the lives of their heir apparent. Upon arrival in Japan, the Arashikage, let's go with that, teach him the ways of the ninja warrior while also providing him something he's been longing for, a home. However, when secrets from Snake Eyes' past are revealed, his honor and allegiance get tested, even if that means losing their trust of their closest to him. The film stars Henry Golding, Andrew Koji, Ursula Corbero, Samara Weaving, and Iko Uwais.
Damn, this would have been my pick of the week. I ain't gonna lie, but I'm a bit more curious for old.
Same. Plus, I don't really know why we need a Snake Eyes or G.I. Joe origin story. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's really a cash grab. But
Snake Eyes didn't even have any dialogue in any of the movies.
yeah, like it's a cash grab, but it's still, it's a known property.
Yeah. At least the action looks cool.
It does.
Next up is Midnight in the Switchgrass, which comes out in theaters this Friday. 2 FBI agents cross paths with Crawford, a Florida cop who's investigating a string of murders that appears to be related. When an undercover sting goes horribly wrong, Crawford soon finds himself in a twisted game of cat and mouse with the killer. The film stars Megan Fox, Bruce Willis, Emil Hirsch, Lucas Haas, and Colson Baker, a.k.a. Machine Gun Kelly. Colson Baker is his real name.
Yeah, I mean, just the synopsis sounds so damn cliche. Like, I just feel like I done heard that synopsis my whole life.
We just had the little things.
The little thing. I'm like, Jesus Christ, bro. Like, how many times we gonna see a string of murders and they all connected?
The
like,
FBI working with the local cop.
Like, damn, I dare y'all. Like, come on.
Well, you know what? I'm going to give it. Emil Hirsch and Lucas Haas are really good actors.
Yeah, but they've been struggling in Hollywood, so it don't,
Well, I thought Lucas Haas likes to pick his movies or something. I don't know, but I don't know if you guys don't know, but Lucas Haas, he was a child actor, and then he grew up and he started picking very artistic indie movies and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. And Emil Hirsch, his star has faded. Yeah. But just Machine Gun Kelly.
That just made me not even like. Machine. And then that's her boyfriend. That's Megan Fox's boyfriend. They're dating.
Really?
Yeah. So that make it even worse. So it's like, they just
nepotism.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's like
I had no idea.
Yeah.
By the way, when I first was reading the synopsis because I was getting it from Wikipedia and shit, they just said Colson Baker.
Yeah,
they just said that. They didn't say. I had to find out that was Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah, they trying to turn him to an actor, bro. Like she probably put him on, like, hey, baby, we need you to do something relevant, like, and tried to put his ass on, trying to do an actor. Bro, you can't even act, Megan Fox.
Next up is Joe Bell, which is out in theaters this Friday. The true story of a small-town working-class father who embarks on a solo walk across the U.S. to crusade against bullying after his son is tormented in high school for being gay. The film stars Mark Wahlberg, Reed Miller, Connie Britton, Maxwell Jenkins, and Gary Sinise. Gary Sinise, I haven't heard that name since the 90s. Fuck. But yeah. There was another. I found multiple synopses for this movie, and one of the synopses gave a spoiler, and I was like, "Fuck that!" And I was like, and then the same spoiler that was in the trailer, by the way. So I didn't. The first trailer did not say that, and so now it just kind of ruins it a little bit, knowing the real context of why he was walking across the U.S. But anyways, next up is Hereafter, which is out in theaters this Friday. And the synopsis reads, a dark fantasy comedy about the meaning of love in the afterlife. That's it? Yeah. Yes, that's it.
I ain't gonna lie, like, I respect it, because that mean it's probably some shit that they don't really want to, like, it's gonna be some weird, shit that they don't want to explain unless you see it. So I think, and that's enough. I think that little bit is enough to grip you. Like, synopsis don't need to be long. If you could grip someone if someone says, this person is floating as he's talking, it's like, I don't know, something to make you say, what the fuck? Like, that's enough. So I'm cool with that.
Yeah, usually when I think of synopsis, I think of like a plot summary or something like that, but whatever. The film stars Nora Arnazeder, and I think she might have her star rising because I've seen that name before. Andy Carl, and I know who Christina Ricci is. Christina Ricci was been in a lot of shit since she was a child.
Yeah.
So next up is Masters of the Universe Revelation. Now this is coming out on Netflix on Friday. There isn't a movie, but it's a series. It's part 1, which means only the first 5 episodes are going to be out. Revelation is a direct sequel series to the original Masters of the Universe, featuring He-Man, Orko, Cringer, and Man-at-Arms. The story features them as guardians of Castle Grayskull in a battle against Skeletor, Evil Lyn, Beastman, and the legions of Snake Mountain. But after a final battle forever fractures Eternia, it's up to Teela to solve the mystery of the missing sword of power in a race against time to prevent the end of the universe. Her journey will uncover the secrets of Grayskull at last. Now check out this cast. This series stars Chris Wood, motherfucking Luke Skywalker himself, Mark Hamill, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Game of Thrones is Liam Cunningham, Game of Thrones is Lena Headey, Kevin Michael Richardson, motherfucking Batman, Kevin Conroy, Jay from Jay and Silent Bob, Jason Mewes, Justin Long, Futurama, Phil Lamar, and it's produced and written by Kevin Smith.
Damn, this is solid, man. A lot of great voice actors in this for sure, and this gonna make a lot of people happy because Masters of the Universe has a huge fan base. Like a lot of people sleep on how many people really fuck with Masters of the Universe. So I'm thinking this is gonna be highly watched. I wouldn't surprise me if this is somewhere in the top 10 next week.
Yeah. Next up is Jolt, which is out on going to be on Amazon Prime Video. A bouncer with a slightly murderous anger management problem that she controls with the help of an electrode-lined vest she uses to shock herself back to normalcy whenever she gets homicidal. After the first guy she's ever fallen for is murdered, she goes on a revenge-fueled rampage to find the killer while the cops pursue her as their chief suspect. The film stars Kate Beckinsale, Jai Courtney, Stanley Tucci, and Susan Sarandon. That is a dope-ass cast for such a terrible-sounding movie.
Yeah. Kate Beckinsale, fine-ass, Jai Courtney, Captain Boomerang himself, Stanley Tucci. I ain't heard that name in a minute.
He was the Hunger Games presenter and everything. Yeah, shit.
That's a solid cast.
And then finally, as a reminder to Daniel, the host of next week's show, remember that Too Hot to Handle Brazil drops tomorrow. So that's it for the new releases for this week, and I think we are settled that Old is the pick of the week.
Yeah, that's the pick of the week.
So let's go ahead and go on to next week. So next week there are 4, I believe. Yeah, 4. I didn't bother looking at it like Netflix or Amazon. I'm just going straight with theaters. So to make it simple, so Stillwater out on July 30th. An American oil rig Roughnecks travels to Marseille, France, to visit his estranged daughter in prison for a murder she claims she did not commit. Confronted with language barriers, cultural differences, and a complicated legal system, he soon builds a new life for himself as he makes it his personal mission to exonerate her. You knew about this movie, huh?
Yeah, it's directed by the same dude that directed it won the Oscar. What was it called? Damn it. Fuck. It was about the newspaper with Michael Keaton and fucking, what was the name of that fucking...
Tom McCarthy's the director.
Tom McCarthy, yeah.
He made
Spotlight. Yeah,
Okay.
Spotlight. Yeah, he did Spotlight. And that movie was a masterpiece. The best movie of that year. It won Best Picture. And he's directing this one, so...
This movie, I've seen the trailer, but this movie hasn't been marketed. Like,
no, it hasn't. It surprised me. I mean, the marketing has really been like literally just this week. I heard of it for the first time. Like, I seen the trailer. I seen like interviews on TV, but I'm like, damn, what the fuck?
They're kind of cutting it close there.
Yeah, and the thing is, it got Matt Damon. It got Oscar-winning director. Like, I think they should have been marketing the fuck out of this.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You got the film stars Matt Damon, Camille Cotton, and Abigail Breslin. Like, fuck.
Solid ass cast, man. So I don't know what the deal is, but the reviews came in. It ain't, they've been solid, but it ain't been great. Like, it's like 80 or something like that. So.
Next up is Jungle Cruise, which is out on July 30th on theaters and on Disney Premier Access. Dr. Lily Houghton enlists the aid of wisecracking skipper Frank Wolf to take her down the Amazon in his ramshackle boat. Together, they search for an ancient tree that holds the power to heal, a discovery that will change the future of medicine. The film stars Dwayne Johnson, Emily Blunt, Jack Whitehall, Jesse Plemons, and Paul Giamatti.
I like how you got Paul Giamatti in there. I ain't gonna lie. It just sounds funny as hell. But I'm not looking forward to Jungle Cruise at all.
Shout out to Jesse Plemons, he was a child actor, by the way. He was in Like Mike with Bow Wow. If you don't remember that. And by the way, shout out to Jesse Plemons because he played that one movie, The Game Night or whatever, where he was like a police officer and he was really hella awkward.
Oh yeah.
And then he also was in Battlefield, that Rihanna movie.
Oh yeah. Fuck, he need to do better with his choices. shit.
Next up is The Green Knight, July 30th in theaters.
Hey, Green Lantern got a movie coming out. What the fuck?
Shit, The Green Knight. The King Arthur. It's like Arthur Tales, like
Yeah.
the Knights
King
of the
Arthur the Third.
the Knights at the Round Table.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, Knights of the Round Table. King Arthur's headstrong nephew embarks on a daring quest to confront the Green Knight, a mysterious giant who appears at Camelot. Risking his head, he sets off on an epic adventure to prove himself before his family and court. The film stars Dev Patel, Alicia Vikander, Joel Edgerton, Sarita Chowdhury, Sean Harris, Katie Dickey, Barry Cogan, and Ralph Ineson.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, I fuck with the cast. Alicia Vikander, she's an Oscar-winning actress.
Tomb Raider.
Phenomenal. And then you got Joel Edgerton. He's always been good. I want to see him direct again. Like, he needs to get directing again. He did a good job. But, yeah.
Slumdog Millionaire up in this bitch, you know?
Yeah.
Dev Patel.
So, yeah, sure.
All right, and finally, we watched the trailer last week. Ride the Eagle comes out in theaters in July 30th. A man's estranged mother dies and leaves him a conditional inheritance. Before he can move into her picturesque cabin, he has to complete her to-do list and step into his mother's world as she tries to make amends from beyond the grave. The film stars Jake Johnson, Susan Sarandon, J.K. Simmons, and Darcy Carden. So, what's the pick of the week for next week?
The pick of the week, next week, I'm going to go with Stillwater.
Damn, I'm going with Jungle Cruise.
Fuck no. Jungle Cruise looked awful to me. It looked like another just
Well,
action.
I mean, Dwayne Johnson is always entertaining.
Yeah, he's always entertaining, but I need a good movie. I don't give a damn if you got Leonardo DiCaprio in the movie. If the movie's not good, then I don't care. Like, for me, that's always movie first. It's never actors first, it's movie first. I think actors should make the movie better, but they shouldn't be the only thing that you go to see.
That's true. Yeah, there's been bad movies, but the actors are killing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, that's why, for me, that's why I'm giving it the pick of the
Ryan,
week.
and the thing with The Rock is he's always good in all his movies, but a lot of his movies suck. Like, but he's always good. You know what I mean? So to me, that's not, you know.
Yeah. All right, fair enough. That's it. Troy, I'm going to go ahead and kick it off to you, but let me play this sound effect here. It's been a hot minute since we played that sound effect, though.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute.
So
it's good to be back.
It's your turn to share the love. So what do you want to talk about?
I'm gonna do Jumanji.
Jumanji. Oh,
I'm
shit.
gonna do the original Jumanji, not the Rock Jumanji. I know we were just talking about the Rock, but the original Jumanji, man, it's so much. That movie just has. I mean, Jesus Christ, so much nostalgia that's attached to that movie for me. And a lot of people, first of all, Robin Williams, he was so good in the movie. And, it was my first time. And that's crazy. That's how you know I'm a kid, because that was my first movie ever seeing him. You know what I mean?
Whoa,
yeah.
damn.
Like, as a kid, seeing that one. But the reason why I think that the original Jumanji is such a classic, and the reason why that the new one didn't capture the essence of the original one, in the sense that if you go back and watch the original Jumanji, it had horror elements to it. You
I remember
know what
that.
I mean? And I remember being a bit afraid, not as like scared, like, oh, I don't want to watch it, but like being like, oh shit, this is, and the thing about the main character that Robin Williams played, he felt like a damaged character, like he'd been through some shit. He was in the jungle.
Yeah.
It was some real shit. It wasn't like playing like with The Rock and them and Kevin Hart. They go to the jungle, they're playing. Like you have a feeling like when he was in the jungle, he was fighting for his life.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
And then like whenever they do it with The Rock, and then they get Nick Jonas looking all shaved and like beautiful and shit.
Yeah. And it's like, come on, man. And it never made sense to me with the new one. And listen, I'm not having this just to bash on the new one, all right? But it never made sense how the new one, it's like video games and shit. It's like, that don't make sense. How's it a magical video game? Like,
It's because the board game had to adapt to because nobody plays board games anymore.
yeah,
so.
but that's why,
They're like, okay.
a board game, I felt like that could have been something from 1,000 years ago and it had magic or something. But a video game, like, who get in the Xbox and start making that shit like a magical, I don't know. To me, that didn't work. But the idea of that first first Jumanji, man, as a kid, I used to watch it over and over again. Me and my sister used to watch it back to back, and it had real themes. It made you sad at the end. It made you happy at the end.
By the way, I forgot that this was Kirsten Dunst, Mary Jane's.
Yeah, Mary Jane.
Mary
Yeah,
Jane.
first time I seen her. And like look at that picture. Like
Which
go
one?
back.
Let me see.
Just hit the X. Oh, no, matter of fact, that one right there. Yeah, look at that one. Like when you see him, like that as a kid, that type of shit used to scare me. Like, damn, this big jungle man, this big ass jungle man came.
Yeah, the first time you saw him, he was like, oh,
and like he felt, but it was so well acted and so well done because it felt like a dude that been in the jungle. Like he didn't come back and telling jokes and shit.
Look at this shit. Look at this.
Nah, they got him all fucking sexy in the jungle with like shorts on and like I'm like, what the fuck? It don't feel like they're surviving in the jungle. Like, and then that dude, I forgot his name with the gun that came hunting their ass, the hunter dude.
Oh yeah.
Him right there, like.
Oh yeah.
Man, he made the stakes like it was like fuck. He had a gun and look, boom, trying to kill them. They like fuck. Like, it was really good, man. It had real stakes, and even though it was fun and it was like a more like for kids, they mixed in real themes in real like life situations and
it was very emotional.
And it had emotional heart and depth.
The ending was like
Yeah.
I've seen somebody like recontextualize the ending to make it sound fucked up, and I'm like, damn.
Yeah, and if
they
you
did
really
kind of
think
fuck
about
it
it,
up.
it was fucked up. It was certain
They
people,
played with
certain realities got erased.
Yeah, they played with time essentially.
Time,
yeah.
and it was just so good, man. And like no Jumanji, I don't give a damn how many more sequels they do. It's not gonna compare to that original Jumanji. R.I.P. to Robin Williams.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that's true. Oh my God, somebody sold a 3-movie collection? Like, what the? No.
No, I don't even want that Jumanji with them. Like to me, that the new Jumanji, and I'm not hating on the new ones with Kevin Hart and all that, but it's almost like their own thing. Like,
yeah.
And the only thing that pissed me off about the new ones is I don't think it's a reboot. It's in the same world.
Yeah.
And so that shit pissed me off. I'm like, no, make it a reboot because that shit's stupid. Like, how's like at first it was a board game, now it's like electronics. How electronics gonna be magical? Like, oh, we're gonna pick this guy from Nintendo. It's like, come on, give me a break. But the original one was the shit, man. And I remember that beating, that doom, doom, doom.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That shit was kind of scary.
Yeah.
Like, fuck. And then like it ended on the cliffhanger where it's like some people found the new, like, like the new people walked to it. It's like, damn, their life is fucked up now playing this game.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Like, man, it's just an incredible movie. And the cartoon, I even used to watch the cartoon that was based off of this movie. Like, they had a cartoon where they showed him in the jungle, like, and shit like that. Like, in the jungle, they never showed in the movie him in the jungle, but in the cartoon, they showed, like, how his life when he was in the jungle and shit.
And he had the green fucking thing.
I fucked with Jumanji.
Shout out to this scene. I remember this scene specifically,
Oh, man,
where
that was
like he was crying and shit, and he's like, pep talking him up, and then at the end he's like, one more thing, and then he has to rip a hole in his pants to let his tail out.
Yeah, it reminded me of some Goku shit.
All right, well, let's go ahead and end it there. And yeah, I will not be playing the sound effect because of video people. All right. By the way, shout out to the fact that we didn't get copyright strike last week. Yeah, again. So that's 2 weeks in a row. And let's end it there. It is time to end. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Ready Play Movies. Remember, you can reach the podcast by email at readyplaymovies@gmail.com or simply at readyplaymovies on Twitter. I'm on Twitter at Chakalaka88 and Troy.
Bracy Troy 58.
So don't forget to subscribe, give us a review, tell your friends about the show and all that good stuff. See you next time.